Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of our colors.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
If you could remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I'm Dr. Todd Campbell, the principal of Independence High School, and on behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, Williams County Board of Education, and our Director of Schools, Dr. Mike Looney, welcome to the commencement ceremonies for the class of 2011. And most importantly, welcome to the graduates of 2011. You guys have really worked hard. You have personified what we wanted Independence, both academically, athletically, and socially. And unfortunately for you, this is the last time you get to hear my voice on the intercom, guys. But we're really proud of you all, and we know that when you go out into the real world, that you will represent Independence well as the newest members of the IHS alumni. Again, welcome.
Good afternoon, and on behalf of the graduating class of 2011, let me add my welcome to the family and friends that have come together for our celebration. We're so blessed to have such an amazing display of love. We've heard it before. Look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Forget former things. Do not dwell on the past. We've all heard these words in one form or another, but probably without the consequence they deserve. Progression is making results a reality, seeing what needs to be done and taking the initiative. The worthy effects of progression are often left unseen. It so often gets pushed aside because we can't let go of our past and who we used to be. Yet, I'm standing before you today with the expectation that I will reminisce about our high school glory days. I'm supposed to talk about bomb threats and baseball field crashes, bus drills and balcony privileges, about pep rallies, the dangers of fools throwing paint on a new gym floor, and, of course, homecoming. After all, we did rock it all for years. How the sporting events, win or lose, were always played with exemplary character and supported by ever-faithful fans. How remarkable our school's theater productions were, and how much talent we've seen in the past 4 years. I'm expected to bring up the necessity of essential study aids, like Spark Notes and Words with Friends, and brag about the class of 2011's record-high scholastic achievements. About how many gifted athletes are going on to play their sports in college, and the staggering number of truly impressive scholarships our class has merited. It's appropriate and rewarding to reflect upon all of our achievements at the end of this long road of shared experiences. It makes us feel accomplished and satisfied with a job well done. But it is also imperative to recognize our shortcomings, what was left unfinished in our high school years. We have been given so many opportunities, but we continue to go on as if what we have isn't sufficient, or what we need, or even intended for us. These lost blessings must be realized if we are to see what we have left to accomplish. It's not always easy to accept, but in order to move forward, we can't go on blinded. Refusing to admit our mistakes and learn from them robs us of our boundless potential, a potential we have yet to discover, a potential that makes this such a promising occasion. We now set out to do what should have been done, what never has been done, and what we've always wanted to do. Maybe we never had the chance, or maybe we had a chance and missed it, or like high school experiences in general, maybe we had a chance and then threw it away. Unfortunately, even though these chances often arose, we often chose to ignore them. We should not be discouraged, however, for tomorrow always provides us with a second chance, that new beginning. The Lord promises plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future. When we throw this gift away like those chances missed, we are throwing away more than an overlooked opportunity. We're refusing the good we're supposed to become. High school was a time to be broken down and then raised back up, to be horribly discouraged and then suddenly inspired. The hard times always left us better off, and the bad choices invariably transformed into lessons learned. Today, we look to the encouraging prospect of time. We look at its limitless possibility and its welcoming mystery. We have the rest of our lives to satisfy our unfulfilled moments, to fill in the gaps of ignorance and youth that have made high school such an exhilarating experience. Let's get to work. To God be the glory. Thank you.
Please rise as the declaration singers lead us in the alma mater.
Standing tall amid the south hills, modern of young wills, leaders to be wrought. Green and gold, deepest blue, sure and true, colors sound the call. Hear the student voices ringing, independence for all.
You may be seated. If you could please help me in congratulating our salutatorian, Ms. Kaylee McCoy.
Fellow graduates, family, and friends, as I stand before you today, I remember the words of one of our favorite childhood authors, Dr. Seuss. Class of 2011, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, and you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Every decision we make throughout our entire lives either brings us closer to our goals or pushes us further from them. From the decision of what to do with our weekend to what college we attend, every single choice has a resonating impact. And each and every one of those decisions is a reflection of who we are and what we stand for. As a class, our decision to unify and ensure success every year building the homecoming float, as Marissa mentioned earlier, was a direct result of the decision made by the 5 or 6 people who showed up to help that first afternoon of our freshman year. By Thursday of our senior year, the lasting impact of our successful homecoming floats may be minor in the grand scheme of our lives. It is a great example of how even our seemingly insignificant choices influence the people and world around us. Our success reflects the unity of our class and each member's pursuit of greatness. Not only do your decisions affect the world today, but they perhaps have an even greater influence on tomorrow. Today I wear a ring given to me by my grandmother, Sterling McCoy. I am a product of the choices she made over 50 years ago. The decisions that we have already made, are making, and will make will influence who our children and our grandchildren become, and what they will accomplish with their lives. I would not be who I am today, and certainly would not be standing here before you if it were not for her decision to live a life of purpose. In order to find success in this life, we must constantly seek purpose. Mediocrity and indifference are some of the most effective enemies of success in today's world. If we do not know who we are or what we believe, our decisions will be half-hearted and rarely direct us towards the productive lives we are capable of living. We will also never change, never becoming more or greater than who we are today or who we were yesterday. If we choose to be mediocre and indifferent, we doom ourselves to living a life meaningless and static. We will never make the decisions necessary to better ourselves, reach our potential, or accomplish great things. We will wake up one day years from now and wonder where the time has gone and what we have truly accomplished with our lives. However, if before every choice we make, we consider what we believe, who we want to become, and what impact we want to make, everything we wish to see accomplished is possible. Every small decision shapes who we become and determines our influence on the world. We must understand and remember that it only takes one decision to alter the course of our lives. There is a uniquely placed courthouse in Ohio where when it rains, the raindrops falling on the north side of the building flow into Lake Ontario, while the raindrops falling on the south side flow into the Mississippi River and onto the Gulf of Mexico, over 2,000 miles away. We mustn't allow the winds of the world around us to determine where we land. One slight breeze and one poor decision could place us thousands of miles from where we belong. That is why we must consider every decision we make with great care. Choosing to love instead of choosing to judge, choosing to care instead of to hate, choosing to push forward instead of choosing to give up. You can change the world. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Class of 2011, you will move mountains. So, be your name Bucksbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Ali Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountains are waiting, so get on your way.
Storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is the golden sky, and the sweet, sweet silver song of the Lord. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone, Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on and on and on and on. Hope in your heart, and you'll never, no, you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk, you'll never walk, you'll never walk, you'll never walk alone. Walk on, walk on.
Ladies and gentlemen, our valedictorian for the class of 2011, Ms. Giselle Kimmy Kokoti.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of my peers, I would like to thank all the friends, family, parents, teachers, staff members, and all others who have helped us get to where we are today. We fully appreciate everything that you do for us, and we couldn't have reached this milestone without your constant support. Speaking of support, these past few days, I found myself surrounded by classmates eager to help me write this speech. Strangely enough, Every single one of them said I should spend my entire speech talking about how awesome they are. Now, while I do think that these individuals are pretty awesome, I believe that our class as a whole is incredibly remarkable. Just think about all that we have accomplished over the past 4 years. We have merit scholars, state champion athletes, DECA and Skills USA state finalists, and so much more. The great thing about our class is that everyone has something special or unique about him or her, whether it may be an amazing singing voice or the creativity to write a tune about Carol Birdsong. The class of 2011 can be summarized in just a few simple words. I ain't tripping over the toilet paper. Who could possibly forget the pep rally when Dr. Campbell uttered these very words? Not only does this phrase remind us of a time when we all united together in school spirit, but it can also serve as a motto for our lives once we graduate from independence. In the future, there will come a time when things will not go according to plan. We might not get into the college that we love, or we might not get the job promotion that we were hoping for. Nonetheless, just as Dr. Campbell did not get upset when we bombarded the freshmen with toilet paper, even though he specifically told us not to, we too should not get upset when life does not go the way we expect. You see, we shape our lives not by what we carry with us, but by what we leave behind. So rather than dwelling on our failures, we should focus on our successes and utilize them to make a real difference in the world. According to Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Indeed, most of us have all along strived to make a difference here within Independence High School. For instance, some of you change lives by building houses through Habitat for Humanity. Others among you instill a passion for debate in your peers. The leadership in JROTC inspires students interested in serving in the military, and there are others in our class whose good works will continue to shine long after they've turned their tassels today. Collectively, we are a class that makes a difference through following our own unique dreams and interests, and we will continue to do so in the future. As we leave Independence, let us not forget all the great times we had together as a class. We have won the homecoming float 3 years in a row. We have survived numerous tornado drills, a bomb threat, even a rapture. But more importantly, we have matured from being wide-eyed, terrified little freshmen to confident and self-assured leaders of our school. Though we may not always see eye to eye, these past few years we have come together as a family, and now we are all here today to celebrate our passage into the next phase of our lives. For some, the next phase might be college. For others, it might be getting a job or serving in the military. But wherever life may take you, make sure that you are doing something that you love. So my advice to you, fellow graduates, is to find what you're passionate about and use this passion to change the world. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, whatever you are, be a good one. So be a good doctor, lawyer, or politician. Be a good teacher, preacher, or leader. Be a good singer, dancer, or artist. Just be a good you and do what you love, and you will succeed in life. For if we try hard to succeed, then we will just get close but never actually reach success. However, if we just try hard to be ourselves, then success will follow us on the journey we begin today. When we look back upon our years in high school, what exactly have we learned here at Independence? Well, we have learned what not to throw at a pep rally. In addition, as the signs in the cafeteria have reminded us, the custodians are not our mothers. Also, we now know that if it even snows just an inch, we'll most likely get out of school for 4 days straight. And lastly, if life does not go the way you planned, don't sweat the small stuff. Or in the words of Dr. Campbell, don't be tripping over the toilet paper. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2011.
Thank you, Kemi. Good afternoon. My name is Jake Turner, and it's been my honor this year to serve as your student body vice president. And I'm here with Spencer Zacharias, who's done a fantastic job as your senior class vice president. And we're here today to present the senior gift.
Thanks, Jake. 4 years at Independence High School have taught us many things. During our time here, we've mastered algebra, trigonometry, Shakespeare, text messaging, and of course, our Facebook accounts. Perhaps the most important lesson taught us to soar with the independence of eagles. The class of 2011 is honored to present these 2 statues and 2 logos to Independence High and our future classes with the hope that they too will soar on wings like eagles. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Travis Mayfield. I am the senior assistant principal this year, and it is my honor to read off the names of the top 10% of this graduating class. As I call your name, if you would please stand, and guests, if you would hold your applause till all names are called, please. Chelsea Jean Belmont, Alexis Renee Brinsco, Jessica Lindsay Burns, Rachel Dawn Carpenter, Audra Marine Chase, Brennan Alexander Cox, Christian Bernard Culbertson, Courtney Shea DeClerc, Megan Michelle Fee, Emily Catherine Ford, Nicole Marie Gerhard, Evan Joseph Gibson O'Grady, Jasmine Marie Greer, Katie Claire Haney, Shelby Renee Harris, Ryan Andrew Hintz, Gisela Kimalimbe Kakoti, Eric Baint Martin, Kaylee Ray McCoy, Brianna Janine Michaels, Brian Adam Miller, Shelby Aaron Monahan, Colleen Elizabeth Morris, Haley Seaton Mull, Caitlin Mary Noonan, Erica Brianna Payne, Alexandria Lynn Rash, Elizabeth Sarah Renzaglia, Parker Whitman Rhodes, Lindsay Michelle Reiner, Justin James Schroeder, Zachary David Stroop, Alexandria Victoria Toft, Jacob Charles Turner, Oksana Yusatenko, Mackenzie Brianne Van Meter, Marcina Ariel Walker, Jared Jeffrey Winger, James Bowman Whitley, and William Edward Witt, the top 10% of this year's graduating class.
Counselors, please prepare for the confirmation of the graduates. By the authority vested in me by the Honorable Bill Haslam, the Governor of the great state of Tennessee, Dr. Kenneth Huffman, Commissioner of Education, Ms. Pat Anderson, Chairperson of the Williams County Board of Education, and Dr. Mike Looney, Director of Schools, I confer the appropriate diplomas to the class of 2011.
Dana Aguilar. James Andrew Alarkin. Matthew Joseph Albert. Caleb Shane Alessi. Megan Lee Alexander. Haley Deanna Albee. Dominique Audrell Allen. Jacqueline Cecilia Amakuchi. Kayla Eileen Charlie Anderson. Marissa K. Anderson. Blake Allen Anthony. Cameron Joseph Arnold. Kayla Michelle Ashworth. Chad Anthony Austin. Garrett Thomas Bagley. Julie Danielle Bayard. Chad David Bannister. Lindsay Nicole Barker. Robert Colton Bartow. Cynthia Michelle Baserto Solorzano. Chelsea Jean Belmont. Abby Michelle Bennett. Miguel Eduardo Betts. Macy Michelle Biggs. Ashley Brooke Bobo. Corbin Tanner Bonet. Laurel Rose Borst. Jesse Cornell Bow III. Sydney Lauren Boyd. Zachary Tyler Bradley. Kevin Paul Bratt. Kayla Marie Brialis. Kobe Forrest Brinks. Alexis Renee Brinsco. Colin Scott Brown. Dakota Benton Brown. Lily Robin Brown. Matthew Alexander Brown. Matthew Tyler Bryant. Catherine Irene Buell. Sarah Megan Burden. Sean Patrick Burden. Austin McKinley Berger. Jessica Lindsay Burns. Kayla Lee Butler. Timothy Chance Butler. Victoria Marie Butler. Chase Garrison Lee Kane. Natalie Irene Caldwell. Nancy Nicole Camacho. Carlina Ann Cannon. Bethany Nicole Carden. Caroline Ashley Carlton. Graham Patrick Carney. Rachel Dawn Carpenter. Stephen Robert Caudell. Audra Maureen Chase. Samuel John Chickaline. Willow Shawnee Serena Clark. Kalen Blake Clifton, Nathaniel Michael Corbett, Grant Tyler Corcoran, Maxwell Scott Correa, Kayla Rose Koss, Stephen Andrew Cottrell, Dalton Nathaniel Cowan, Brennan Alexander Cox, Preston Gregory Coyle, Cheyenne Julia Crouch, Christian Bernard Culbertson, Luke Alexander Kundari, Bridget Elaine Curry, Brian Christopher Daffin, Jamie Lynn Danner, Graham Wyatt Deason, Courtney Shea DeClerc, Christopher Brian DePerry, Dallas Earl Driver, Heather Lynn Dudley, Sierra Ellen Duncan, Heather Marie Dunn.
Christina Ann Eagle, Brooke Ashley Eckerd, Donald Preston Edmondson, Hallie Lynn Edwards, Joseph Brandon Edwards, Sarah May Edwards, Tyler Mitchell Edwards, Andrew Philip Ursum, Haley Sierra Eisnagel, Racine Ramel Ellison, Thea Marie Erskine, Elizabeth Marie Evans, Lauren Bailey Evans, Krista Nicole Faulty, Megan Michelle Fee, Macy Lee Fernandez, Megan Gabrielle Fernandez, Callan Harrison Farrell, Emily Catherine Ford, Chad Alexander Fouts, Gregory Allen Frazier, Athen Tate Gallardi, Joseph Galbato IV, Troy Alexander Gallagher, Charles Blake Garner, William Carroll Garner, Hunter Davidson Garst, Taylor Marie Gartez, Nicole Marie Gerhard, Alec Gabriel Gibson O'Grady, Evan Joseph Gibson O'Grady, John Michael Gilmer, Zachary Boynton Gibson, Jared Cameron Golf, Kristen Joyce Gomez, Bruna de Rosa Gonçalves, Asia Shalia Jordan, Jonathan Joseph Graham, Joshua David Gretsch, Adam Christian Green, Michael Adam Green, Jasmine Marie Greer, Mitchell Marler Gregory, Benjamin Robert Grimm, Elise K. Gunderson, Zachary Taylor Hahn, Lindsay Ann Hancock, Katie Claire Haney, Brianna Lynn Hankins, Lucas Wayne Harper, Bailey Ashton Harris, Shelby Lynn Harris, Shelby Renee Harris, Brandon Lee Hartley, Brittany May Hartley, Dylan Patrick Harvey, Anthony James Hasselbauer, Jonathan Matthew Hassel, Nathan Taylor Hawkins, James LeWayne Hay, Jonathan Allen Hay, Jacob Nathaniel Hayes, Parker Harris Hazard, Nicholas Xavier Hefner, Rachel Beth Heimerman, Cody Wayne Hicks, Benjamin Lucas Heileman, Ryan Andrew Hentz, Hunter Lee Ashton Hysaw, Thomas Jackson Holland, Kyle Norton Hollister, Andrew David Holt, James Robert Holt Brady, Curtis Stephen Homrich, Alyssa Brooke Honecker, Alex Brett Hooton, Emily Marie Houston, Alex Benjamin Hudson, Jacob Lee Hughes, Christina K. Hughes, Patrick Giles Hughes, Shara Beth Hughes, Austin Mack Ingram, Chet Irwin Jr., Madeleine Victoria Jacobson, Caleb John James, Caitlin Elizabeth James, Kristen Mariah Johnson, Paris Hakeem Johnson, Holly Danielle Jordan, Stephen Craig Judkins. Seth Daniel Kotz. Giselle Kemilembe Kakoti. Shivali Kanal. Bryson Cray Keeter. Cheyenne Lane Kellers. Drew Hardin Kelly. Alyssa Ray Kiefer. Paige Katerina Kimbrell. Bradley David King. Riley Dawn Kirby. Jennifer Lynn Knutson. Nicholas Alexander Kocher. Dalton Gregory Koneski. Megan Roxanne Koza.
Rachel Elise Lamy. Christopher Scott Lanigan. Ruby Deanna Lawson. Bradford Hamilton Lay. Christian Alexander Leake. Adam Tyler Lee. Whitney Noel Lee. Jeffrey Nicholas Lemons. Marissa Serena Lepore. Janet Renee Lewis. Tara Kristen Lynn. Aura Denora Lyra Cruz. Kaylee Aaron Lucas. Shannon Ashley McKinley. Mackenzie Marie Maynard. Eric Baint Martin. Tanner Sean Mashburn. Catherine Lynn Mason. Colin Reed Matthews. Audra Leanne Mathis. James Kyle Mathis. Peter Fox McCarville. Kaylee Ray McCoy. Samuel Austin McCready. Kyle Austin McGehee. Joshua Michael McIntyre. William Herbert McKean. Erin Nicole McMullen. Jennifer Kirsten Messer. Rebecca Danielle Mezra. Matthew J. Mezzatesta. Brianna Janine Michaels. Allison Michelle Miller. Brian Adam Miller. Braden Scott Mitchell. Shayna Monet Mitchell. Shelby Aaron Monahan. Mallory Alicia Moore. Jordan Leanne Morgan. Blake Thomas Morley. Colleen Elizabeth Morris. Haley Seaton Mall. John Randolph Murphy. Morgan Lynn Murphy. Joseph Bradley Napier. Jordan Lee Nelms. Michelle Denise Nelson. Portia Alexis Nicholson. Caitlin Mary Noonan. Jeffrey Paul North. Patrick Andrew Norwood. Kevin Lee O'Brien. Victoria Brooke O'Connor. Connor Ian Olson. Heidi Suzanne Olson. Abigail Christine Otto. Samuel Otua. Aaron Ernest Overton. Erica Brianna Payne. Alexandra May Pantal. Catherine Morgan Pantal. Shari Anita Parker. Gregory Dean Parker. Luciano Pataki. David Sawyer Perry. Colin Chester Persbacher. Jacqueline Sue Ellen Peterson. Jalen Trey Peaton. Kelly Michelle Filippi. Ryan Michael Phillips. Victoria Page Phillips. Matthew Blia Pig. Connor Hagan Pilkington. Ryan Nicholas Pittman. Mitchell Wayne Plamiser. Austin Thomas Poe. Jerome Powell Jr. Justin William Pointer. Autumn Elizabeth Quillen. Alexandria Lynn Rash. Katie Francis Ray. Caitlin Jean Reasonover. William Steele Reasons. Rebecca Elizabeth Redmond. Elizabeth Sarah Renzaglia. Travis Daniel Reinhardt. Parker Whitman Neely Rhodes. Draquan Shakur Rickert. Christopher John Robinson. Stacy Renee Robeson. Alan Joseph Robson. Gabrielle Isabel Rodriguez. Andrew William Rossachan. Cameron McKenna Rowe. Mackenzie Catherine Rowland. Jake Marcel Rowley. Rachel Brittany Roy. Dominique Rumel Rubin. Luis Angel Ruiz. Benjamin Faulkner Runstrom. Jason Allen Ryan. Lindsay Michelle Reiner.
Jessica Erin Sage. Jenny Sanchez. Susanna Euridia Sanchez. Bailey Lynn Saunders. Andrew Milam Sawyer. Graham Bennett Sawyer. Christopher David Scales. Dean Snackenberg. Justin James Schroeder. Israel Nathaniel Schwartz. Zachary David Schwind. Samantha Rose Scully. Peyton Harris Shetler. Ryan Joseph Simmons. Kayla Ashley Simpkins. Corey Jacob Simpson. Darrell Steveland Sims. Emerald Lee Slattery. Michael Stephen Sly. Amber Lynn Smith. Haley Renee Smith. Vanessa Audrey Madeline Smith. Nicholas James Snyder. Colin Richard Spellshouse. Dylan Harris Spivey. Janisa Danielle Sprawling. Thomas Alexander Stevenson. William Bryce Dyer. Joshua Donald Stockdale. Lauren Ashley Stoll. Zachary David Stroop. Alexander Vladimirovich Suhovetsky. Austin Michael Sullivan. Jeremy Ryan Sullivan. Caitlin Cheyenne Sullivan. Elijah Luke Sutton. Abel Asmi Tarkelly. Tiffany Renee Teague. Alexandra Kaylee Thompson. Shayna Danielle Thompson. Jimmy Jerome Timmons. Jake Leonard Todd. Caitlin Elizabeth Todd. Alexandra Victoria Toft. Lauren Michaela Tomlin. Morgan Lee Torpeterson. Dylan James Toscano. Allison Ray Tracy. Olivia Ruth Trosseth. Alexander Antonio Trujillo. Tabitha Nicole Tucker. William David Tucker. Alana Rashawn Turner. Jacob Charles Turner. Shelby Lee Turner. Brittany Bell Ulrich. Taylor Lynn Underwood. Laura Crystal Urudia. Oksana Yusutenko. Mackenzie Brianne Van Meter. William Michael Vaughn. William David Wadsworth. Levi Aaron Walker. Marcina Ariel Walker. Bethany Patricia Walsh. Giles Ray Wana. Peyton Elise Ward. Kenneth Michael Warren. Morgan Brianne Way. Bethany Grace Wellhausen. Delbria Joyce Marie Wells. Jared Wenger. Ashley Jo Wengerter. Kaylee Lynn Wessels. Lance William West. Matthew Corbett West. Ashley Nicole Wheatcraft. Jessica Lauren Wheeler. Macy Nicole Whitcraft. James Bowman Whitley. Morgan Joyce Whitney. Andrew Robert Wilder. Rachel Ann Williams. Ronald Blake Williams. Emma Catherine Wilson. Jonathan Leslie Wilson. Courtney Nicole Windrow. William Edward Witt. Jordan Tilden Wixon. Chad Donald Wolf. McKenna Rochelle Wood. Seth Allen Wright. Alexander Griffin Yake. Abby Ray Young. Bryn Alexandra Younger. John Spencer Zacharias. Jennifer Zaragoza Garcia. Caitlin Noel Ziegler. Nicholas Ryan Zweiswitz.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2011.
Please be seated. Class of 2011, distinguished guests, friends, and family. It is an honor for me to speak to you for the last time before we turn the tassels. 982,800. That is the number of minutes we have spent in school from kindergarten until now. Nearly 1 million minutes spent in the educational system learning. But what is it that we have really learned? If it is all about the facts, the information, the pieces of paper in our wallets, or the diploma hanging up on our walls, then our hearts are in the wrong places. Before we depart from here to do whatever it is that we are going to do, we do not need more information alone to help us succeed in life. Although we thank our family, friends, and teachers for the knowledge imparted to us, what we need most is wisdom and the tenacity to pursue it unceasingly. It is wisdom that will guide us in righteousness and assist us in leading productive lives. It is wisdom that will separate those with knowledge from those who apply the knowledge they have to better themselves and those around them. And it is wisdom that will never go hand in hand with mediocrity. It is my own search for wisdom that is leading me to believe that the most valuable things in this life are free. The relationships with everyone in here and understanding. The relationships that we have with the people who love us, who care about us, are the most important things on earth. Look around you. Everyone present here cares about each graduate today. It is not often that we will walk into a room filled with this much love and support. Take a moment and commit this to memory. I encourage everyone in this building today to foster these relationships while we can. I urge you to learn from them everything possible. We need to take the wisdom we can from the lives of our parents, friends, and family. And to you, our greatest supporters and benefactors, I ask that you offer up the best of yourselves to us as we embark on journeys of our own. Fellow graduates, as we prepare to move on from this time in our lives, it is not only important to understand what is around us, but to fully comprehend who we are. This understanding will allow for us to take a stand for who we are and what we believe in when we are pressed from all sides and have nowhere to go. In order to reach our full potential and never to compromise who we are at our core, we need to understand ourselves. As we acquire this understanding, new perspective will be given to us. This fresh perspective should allow for us to see what we are truly capable of. It will help us see clearly all that we have been blessed with. Luke 12:48 states that, "To whom much is given, much is required." In some way, each person in this building today has been blessed with so much. We need to share what we have with the world everywhere we go, whether it be to school in the fall, into the military over the next few months, or into work on Monday morning. There is no excuse for holding back the best we have to offer. Applying this idea that what we have is not our own to keep, but something to share with the people we interact with every day, will demand integrity and, more than anything else, unselfish humility. It will require of us a pure heart, a genuine nature that comes with the understanding of oneself. The Latin phrase esse quam videre, meaning to be rather than to appear to be, is the epitome of this authenticity and something we ought to strive for throughout our lives. 982,800. Once again, this is the number of minutes we have spent in school, gone before our eyes. Ecclesiastes 3:1-8 says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to mend and a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, and a time for war and a time for peace." We have gathered here in this place to acknowledge the fact that a new season of life is upon us and the old has passed away. This new season of life brings with it new responsibilities, new experiences, and new relationships. Fellow graduates, I ask you, what will you do with the next 982,800 minutes you're given? What will you do with all of your blessings? How will you react to adversity you face? Whose life will you impact in a positive way, and how will you be remembered? I challenge you to search for wisdom, continuously to understand who you are, never to stop learning, and always to give the best of yourself in all that you do. Leave your legacy behind in the lives of those you care about the most. If you act incessantly upon these ideas, success will find you. To God be the glory. Thank you. Class of 2011, please rise. At this time, please join me in turning the tassels. Congratulations.